Oh man, my Patriots is I gotta check this one out, man. Brian Donalds goes in there and puts his foot down. Yeah. And y'all know he is praised in the VP talk, man. And there's a lot of comments on my channel saying Brian Donalds 2028. 2028, Brian Donalds, 2028. Oh man. But hey, let's jump straight in. I want to send a huge shout out to my brother Chuck for sending this one over, and also sending over a kind donation to the channel. Been showing so much love and support. I want to thank you guys, man, from the bottom of my heart. I love y'all. Salute and love to all my beautiful Patriots, brothers and sisters around the world, man. And I encourage y'all to spread the love to one another, because we are living in some dark times, you guys. People are struggling at an all-time high. We got to spread the love, y'all. God is love, man. We got to spread it. And we've sent out a record breaking of hats this week. I know a lot of y'all are smiling right now because you probably are some of the ones that got your hats, you know. And all you got to do is send me an email. All you got to do is send me an email. You know what I'm saying? Look at my brother Mike, man. Blessings, man. Put a smile on my brother's face, man. You know. Love to Wendy, man. Wendy, if you're watching, I love you. And these are still the old ones from last week, but we got to bless so many people, man. It's a blessing, you guys. And all you got to do is email me to win you a mega hat. And we're going to keep spreading the love to one another. That's what it's all about, you guys. We sent out a record breaking of hats this week. We've already sent out 1,000 hats, over 1,000 hats in the last 2 months, man. And again, we send out hats every single day. So all you got to do is send your boy an email. It's free. You know what I'm saying? It's coming out of my pocket, baby. Yeah. And we're going to ride and crack open a cold in November. But let's check this one out. My boy Chuck sent this one over. And again, man, Brian Donalds comes up in the VP talk a whole lot in our comment section in our Discord chat. So let's check this out, you guys. Make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And just know that I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. And again, spread the love. We are living in some dark times. Check it out.
About their need to make sure we get off topic, that we no longer talk about the pending criminal trials of the former president of the United States. And if anything's worthy of examination, that is, not this. I yield back.
Chair now recognizes Mr. Donalds from Florida for 5 minutes.
Point of order. Down here. Mr. Chairman.
Chair recognizes Mr. Donalds for 5 minutes. You'll have 5 minutes. You will have all
5 minutes.
the time.
A point of
no,
order.
you're out of order. You're out of order, Mr. Goldman.
I have a
when
point of order.
When your time is,
I
you will
asked
be
to
recognized.
introduce
Chair
something by
recognizes
unanimous
Mr. Donalds
consent.
for 5 minutes.
Is it being introduced?
Chair recognizes Mr. Donalds for 5 minutes. Byron, it's your
Chairman,
time.
the rules require you
Thank
to
you,
recognize.
Mr. Chairman.
No.
Yes, for a point of order, they absolutely do.
Chair
And you have to
recognizes
rule
Mr.
on
Donalds.
the motion.
And is
You've
Mr.
already
Donald's
made
time
2
ticking
points
too?
of order.
No,
Chair
Mr. Donald's
recognizes
time
Mr.
is not going
Donalds.
to take. Actually, Mr. Chairman, I request this clock be set back to 5 minutes
Set
so we
the
can.
clock back to 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, can I just make a parliamentary inquiry then? Are we not to make points of order on either side during
You
the
keep
questioning?
speaking about no evidence. Why don't you all just listen and
I'm trying to
learn?
introduce evidence.
You've already introduced. You've already had your
Is it in?
share of evidence.
Are you
Now,
admitting
Mr. Donalds, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Dubinsky, I want to come to you quickly. A lot of talk about evidence. On the screens in the room, we have an organizational chart from the IRS investigative team that was looking into the business practices of Hunter Biden and his associates. This org chart is from 2014. Now, Mr. Dubinsky, when my former life, I was in community banking, and I'm comfortable with looking at organizational charts. When I first saw this chart, the first thing I thought about was a real estate holding company or a developer, and this is not to demean developers in the great East state of America, but developers typically have multiple companies that float with various business interests and business lines. But the funny thing is that in the business dealings of Hunter Biden, there is no real estate, none at all. So, Mr. Dubinsky, in your professional experience, looking at this organizational chart of business structure, what do you see here?
I see a very complicated structure of entities that are interrelated and would give me concern. If I were an investigator, I would want to know what's going on in these entities, who's behind them, how's the money moving between them, and what is the substance of the transactions? What's really going on here?
Mr. Dubinsky, do you think it's in the interest of this committee that is now in an inquiry phase to actually find out all of the flow of money between these entities and what the purpose was?
Absolutely.
Next slide, please. For my colleagues on the other side, we're going to start talking evidence now. This is now a slide of the organizational chart of the Hunter Biden business companies and with associates from 2018, from the same IRS investigators who were broke down the business structure in 2014. Does this slide cause you the same concern, Mr. Dubinsky?
Yes, it does.
Okay, now let's talk about some more. Actually, one point I want to make on this. Ladies and gentlemen, and I know it's kind of small, so I would love to submit, I will submit all this for the record. I would love my colleagues on the other side to see this. In 2014, one of the key owners was Devin Archer, who did testify and was under deposition under oath by the Oversight Committee. In 2018, Devin Archer is no longer listed, but his wife, Krista Archer, is now listed. Mr. Dubinsky, when you see a situation where ownership interest moves from one spouse to the other, is that a concern of some level of fraud potentially?
I would call it a red flag. That's something I would look at and again, try to get to the bottom of what happened there. Was it just transferred? Was there money behind it? What was going on? Okay, thank you. Next slide.
Now, this is to a text message. This is a text message between, it's going to Naomi Biden. That's what this one is. Hold on, wait, so let me get my stuff back. There we go. Sorry. This is the WhatsApp text message between Jim Biden and Hunter Biden. In this text message, it clearly says, anyway, we can talk later, but you've been drawn into something purely for the purpose of protecting Dad. This is between Hunter Biden and Jim Biden. Last time I checked, the father of Jim Biden and Joe Biden is now passed away. So I'm assuming this is Hunter Biden saying to Jim Biden, the president's brother, that you've been brought in this for the sole purpose of protecting Dad. Miss O'Connor, do you think that this text message would lead this committee to get further information about the business dealings of Hunter Biden and how that actually links to Jim Biden, the president's brother, and why they are so concerned with protecting Dad, AKA Joe Biden, AKA the President of the United States?
Yes.
Thank you. Next slide, please. This is a text message between Hunter Biden and Naomi Biden. And this one is a famous one. Everybody knows this one. This is the famous one that says, I hope you all do what I did and pay for everything for this entire family for 30 years. It's really hard. But don't worry, unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half your salary. Mr. Dubinsky, if you saw a text message like this in a potential money laundering operation or a potential pay-for-play operation, would you be looking for information related to money going from son to father?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Next slide. Oh, this is a fun one. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is from 2018. This is about 4 months before Joe Biden launched his campaign for president of the United States, December 2018. The highlight is, this is a text message between Jim Biden and Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden was in a bad way, by the way. He was really strung out. He lost a bunch of money. He needed help. Jim Biden says, this can work. You need a safe harbor. I can work with your father alone. It'll probably take several months and everybody can read the text. Ms. O'Connor, Mr. Dubinsky, if you saw a text message like this between the president's brother and the president's son, wouldn't you be concerned about them trying to give plausible deniability for the president of the United States to not have any knowledge of said business dealings?
It's worth.
Gentleman's time's expired, but please answer the question.
It's worth investigating.
Mr. Dubinsky?
I would agree. I would investigate this.
I yield back. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields back. Before I recognize Mr. Christian Morte, Mr. Goldman, I will give you an opportunity to quickly recognize you for your point of order.
I just want to make sure that page 131 of the transcript of the Devin Archer interview is entered into the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Christian Morte from Illinois for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Professor Turley, Hunter Biden's a private citizen, not a federal official, right?
Yes, sir.
A special counsel investigating Hunter Biden recently indicted him for various illegal acts. I'm sure you're aware of this indictment. I have it in my hands. But nowhere in Hunter Biden's indictment is there any allegation of Joe Biden having committed any wrongdoing, right?
That's correct, sir.
Not a parking ticket, not a moving violation, not a library fine, not a high crime or misdemeanor. In fact, on page 19 of your witness statement,
Oh boy, put some hot sauce on it. Oh boy. I can already see the comments now. Patriots. Oh boy. Put some hot sauce on it. Put a little salt and pepper. Little salt and pepper.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Joe Biden had dinner with Hunter and his business associates, including Yelena Baturina, a Russian tech and energy oligarch who was married to the mayor of Moscow at the time. Hunter then received $3.5 million in payouts from Baturina. She was not sanctioned after the invasion of Crimea. Joe Biden has maintained for years that he was not involved in his son's business dealings. Yet we have proof that Joe Biden attended business dinners with his son while he was Vice President of the United States of America. Here you have an excerpt from Devon Archer's transcribed interview. On the screen, if we could get that up there. During his interview, Archer testified to the fact that on multiple occasions, then Vice President Joe Biden attended functions with business associates of his and Hunter Biden. One such example is laid out on the screen for us. Mr. Archer is explaining here that in the spring of 2014, if we could get this slide up, Devon and Hunter had dinner at Cafe Milano with several of their business associates. One of these attendees was Yelena Baturina. Ms. Baturina was, at the time, the richest woman in Russia, and she was married to the former mayor of Moscow, as previously stated. Interestingly, on February 14th, 2014, Ms. Baturina wired Hunter Biden and Devon Archer $3.5 million. It is still uncertain what legitimate service Hunter Biden provided to Ms. Baturina in exchange for this large sum of money, if any at all. Furthermore, it is concerning how Hunter Biden and Devon Archer moved this money from bank account to bank account. And it is also convenient that the U.S. government never placed Ms. Baturina on their public sanctions list after Russia invaded Crimea. This billionaire continued to invade public sanctions lists even after Russia invaded Ukraine. I want these facts to be clear to the American people. The billionaire continued to evade the public sanctions lists after Russia invaded Ukraine. Joe Biden's attendance at this dinner shows that Joe Biden's involvement in Hunter Biden's deals was more than just the illusion of access. It was access. There were direct benefits leading to Hunter and his business partners after Joe's attendance at this Cafe Milano dinner. This pay-to-play type of engagement was selling direct access to Joe Biden and the office of the Vice President of the United States. Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to enter to the record the third bank records memorandum produced by this committee on Oversight and Accountability on August 9th, 2023.
Without objection, so ordered.
Mr. Turley, as an expert on constitutional issues and impeachment, where does selling access to an executive office fall in terms of what justifies an impeachment inquiry, and what is deemed an impeachable offense?
Well, it's two separate questions. What I've suggested is for the four areas for articles of impeachment that you can explore, you can look at some of the criminal code, and that includes things like bribery under 201, Hobbs, the Hobbs Act cases, and those have different standards that I think are relevant. In terms of the impeachable standard itself, there's been obviously decades of debate about that. I would hope that there would be general agreement that public corruption, if the president engaged
selling any access,
right? If
yes.
if he engaged in public corruption involving
any sort of peddling of influence. Now, as a follow-up, in previous impeachment inquiries, have actions such as influence peddling and pay-to-play schemes like this been deemed as offensive to the conscience of the American people in such a way to warrant an investigation?
Well, I think that there's certainly a basis for this inquiry to go forward. There's My position is simply that this is early on in an inquiry in terms of linking these, which are still just allegations, to the president, and that's the linkage you have to establish.
Thank you, Mr. Turley. It is far time for Joe Biden to stop lying to the American people about his shady foreign business deals. He intentionally misled the American people by using complex maneuvers to pocket millions of dollars from our adversary. He lied when he was vice president. He lied as a candidate to gain the office of President of the United States. Now this committee has uncovered the truth, and it is time to impeach this compromised commander-in-chief. Mr. Chairman,
Oh, boy. What we tell y'all, man? Lies perish in the truth of light. Lies will perish in the truth of light. Boy. I can't wait to crack open a cold one in November, man. Look at some of these comments. And like I say, man, Brian Donalds has come up as VP so much in our comment section, man, our Discord, on the media. Boy. Someone says, I haven't seen Dems run this scared for years. The chair recognized Mr. Donald. So where did Joe get the money to buy these? Stolen child. Oh man. Introducing a document for UC is not a point of order. Oh boy. Goldman, great job on helping to fix her. Way to go, Brian. Goldman is such a joke. I am a supporter. MAGA forever. Yes, indeed, baby. Shout out to them beautiful Patriots. Yeah, we see a little bit of both sides playing a toll in this comment section, but y'all know I got to be careful of what all I read out. But boy, corruption at its finest, man. Yeah. And it's all here. It's all out in the public. It's all in the media. They got it in the videos showing you what's going on. And hey, man, we're gonna keep spreading it, y'all. I want to send a huge shout out to my brother Chuck for sending that one over. And thank y'all for just sending me amazing videos to react to learn from. That's the best part about being a reactor, man. And this being my main channel. You know, I get to learn so much. You know, and I get to hear and see things I've never heard or saw of. And like I tell y'all, we learn on the fly. But again, for most of, the stuff that we're checking out, we have a little background on. We kind of know, we done a little bit of research. And, but boy. Let me see. They're desperate to protect their taxpayer-funded gravy train. Oh, boy. Oh, man. But anyways, man, I love you guys. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. Comment down below what you think about the video. What y'all think about that, man? How y'all feel about Brian Donalds? And I'm telling y'all, man, I know our comment section is going to light up. Light up, man. But hey, I love y'all. And remember to email me to win a mega hat. And I will catch you beautiful people in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.